Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. Glad to be back. So the celebrations are over, and starting up again. First thing I want to say is that the live streams that are happening on Thursday, I'm gonna stop them for now because I'm planning to start producing weekly videos, and for that reason I'm just not gonna be able to keep up with the schedule if I do maintain 2 streams a week. So that's why we didn't have a live stream now at Thursday. In any case, the thing that we're gonna look into today, that's gonna be the full moon in Cancer. So it happens the 13th of January 2025 at 5 p.m. 27 minutes, and it will be in effect. So the waning moon is going to be in effect up until the 29th of January, 7:36 a.m. So this is going to be the forecast for the phase of the waning moon. And hello, News Devon, Happy New Year. And hello, Sophia, Happy New Year to you too. And the first thing that I'm usually doing, that's going to be the collective reading. So the cards you can examine for yourself if you do so wish. Through the thumbnail, I have posted them there. Other than that, I have drew them a few hours ago. And the first one that I drew, that is a Ace of Cups. Followed by the second card here of the Eight of Wands. And the third card we have that, I'm sorry, we have that is going to be the Eight of Swords. So yeah, News Devon, the year is happy to those that haven't put any extra weight due to the meal venues we all had. Actually, I did. I put a couple of kilos on top of my frame, which is so much I need. But many people, at least in my country, are unhappy with the way they put due to the Christmas celebration. Hello, Jasmine. By the way, Jasmine, you haven't downloaded your reading. WeTransfer haven't notified me. I have already sent you the Lenormand reading you have paid for. So if you don't have the email, just let me know and I'm going to resend you the reading after the live stream. But welcome to the stream and Happy New Year to you too. So these are the 3 cards again, and this waning moon should be should give a really good start to the year, because as these cards stands, whatever, I don't know how to put it into words, but long story short here is that wherever we ended up the last year in disappointment, now things are gonna turn. So there are going to be reversals, there are going to be turnarounds into the fields where we have ended up quite disappointed up until this point. So whether recently any of us had any failures or had any shortcomings and whatnot, now things are about to change in that field, at least according to these cards, drastically. But it is quite important that each one of us needs to be with a... Oh, okay. So no harm done then, Jasmine. Thank you. So it's very important that we are open-minded, because the options moving forward, how things are going to turn around, and actually from being disappointed, having no hope that things are going to happen according to our expectations, we will be a bit off from what we are usually used to. Okay, so this is why we need to be a bit open-minded. And the second caveat is that we should not rush forward, because the options of how to make things work are going to be more than just only one, but only just one is going to be the one that can work for us, that is going to be attuned or accustomed to us. And this is why it's going to be important not to rush things around, but rather face the options that we have in front of us, whether the options for dating, whether the options for starting a job, you know, whether the options to make peace in family, whatever the case, right? Whatever the case, we should face them with clear-headed mind so we don't end up being even more disappointed, taking up the wrong option for us. And so that is the collective reading. So hopefully whatever we do miss, okay, is going to be filled up again. And nothing is literally gonna look the same seen through that overflowing joy. That is again the collective reading. Now there are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign, just as this one. And I'm going to run down the ecliptic. So I'm going to start from Aries and I'm going to end up with Pisces. Now bear in mind that these are going to be readings for the star signs, so use that information more as a guidance than anything else. But if you do wish your own personal a situation or a goal or a problem to be subject of my tarot interpretation, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services and also the pricing. If you do decide that you do wish to support the show, you can subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment, so the YouTube algorithm can pick up that video. And if you do wish to support me financially, you can do so using Super Chat or PayPal. And anyone who does so, you guys are gonna have a reading at the end of the stream. The PayPal link is also in the description down below, just like Yasmin did. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you. And Taco as well, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you. Jasmine, thank you for the 20 as well. Thank you. Let me guys put you into the list of readings, and at the end of the stream, like said, you're gonna have your personalized reading. As no inquiry follows, the reading is going to be about what experience you're gonna have throughout that waning moon from 13th to 29th. Okay. Wow, Jasmine, News Devon, thank you for the 20 pounds. Thank you. This is quite a high worth, 20 pounds, Jasmine. It is like, because, hold on a second. News Devon, I'm sorry, not Jasmine, but News Devon. So additionally to it, if you want to, you can ask a question, because this is going to be like 4 Lenormand draws, so that they are going to give you the next 4 important events for you. And I think that we shouldn't go past that. And so just ask also another question, or I'm just going to do you the general reading for the waning moon, so how the waning moon is going to affect you. All right, so first thing, or rather like the first star sign that I'm going to read for, this is going to be Aries. Now you can keep up with which star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed here on my right hand side. And for Aries, let me shuffle the cards and see what we have. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Devon. Okay. Aries. Death. Or rather like the Death card. Queen of Swords. And we do have Chariot. So throughout the waning moon, for you, is going to turn out that you don't have to give up on certain things, like give up on certain people, give up on certain opportunities, give up on certain resources, if you will, or pleasantries, so you can move forward with, you know, the things that you are aiming for. So you don't have to give up, for example, from your hobby, so you can date a certain person, or don't have to give up from, I don't know, some kind of routine in order to do your job, and so on and so forth. While up until this point, it was where it was going, okay, that you will have to kind of like make a compromise, give up of one thing in order to go for another. And while it's going to require from you to actually put a real hard work in order not to give up from whatever you find important for yourself, ultimately when the things wraps up towards the 29th of January, you will be quite proud of yourself, and you will end up seeing your wishes coming true. And under wishes, I mean a desired results, desired states, and desired positions. And one other thing for you, Aries, it is that throughout the next few weeks, it doesn't look like that you're going to have too much of a troubles with the people that are involved into your situations, like colleagues, like friends, and so on and so forth, because the situation is go easy on anyone, or on everyone, I'm sorry, that it is involved in your situations, and therefore there will be no reason to kind of like create grudge and grievances with the people around, or being enemies, long story short. All right, that was for Aries. Next one, we have Taurus. Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Oh, it's like a coin for you, Taurus. It has its heads, it has its tails. Give me a second. Now let's start with the bad stuff, or the unpleasantries, which those cards are showing. Now, the first unpleasantry is that you may think that you do have an assortment of choices, but it will turn out that this actually isn't true, because many of these choices you can make actually are leading to a dead end, or in long story short, things just can't happen, and therefore you will have to shrink your options available to one or another thing. And the second unpleasantry that will take place during that waning moon for you is that it will come to your attention, if not already, that the majority of the problems that you are facing are problems because you have created them for one or another reason, or you are making them persist into your life. Like, for example, and just, can I put it into words? It's a very common example. Like a person having a problem with their roommate because they have to clean all the room instead of having shifts with the roommate. Well, you don't have to clean, right? Don't make it a problem. Just clean your part of the room and let your roommate transform their own into a garbage bin, right? It's a simple solution. So many of the problems that you are experiencing, it will turn out to be just a matter of a lifestyle. And therefore, this waning moon is going to be for you, Taurus, a adjustment of that lifestyle, where concepts that you do keep up until this point will happen to be quite outdated, or you're going to find them being quite outdated, like concepts, like standpoints, like positions, even if you will, points of view, and you are going to replace them with, as such, being more attuned to the present and being more attuned to the future. And those problems that you're experiencing right now will no longer gonna be problems for you at all. Shauna say, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Shauna say. At the end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading here to your inquiry. All right. Okay, that was Taurus. Next, Gemini. Knight of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. I don't want to make that sound like a soulmate. Yeah, it is a full moon in Cancer reading, Jasmine. It's a full moon in Cancer reading. It's a forecast from the full moon up until the new moon. That will be at the 29th, which is a period of a waning moon. And from new moon to a full moon, it's a period of a waxing moon. But it's a reading for the full moon in Cancer. So I don't want to make that look like a soulmate. It's more of being bonded due to the oh my god, that's gonna sound very bad. Being bonded due to the mutual deficiencies. I don't know how to put it in another way. It's like this period from the new moon to the full moon, from the full moon to the new moon, which is a waning moon. You Gemini are going to make a connection. Now, this connection doesn't have to be an intimate one. It could be a business one. But bottom line is that this connection is going to be what I like to call it a beggar's connection. What I mean is that you have in one field a huge deficiency. Like, for example, you don't have friends. Like, for example, you don't have job. Like, for example, you don't have money. Like, for example, you don't have I don't know, a place to stay, if you will, but you have something in surplus, something else in surplus from those things. Now, the other side has the surplus into what you need, but it has a huge deficiency into what you have surplus into. Okay, like for example, you may have surplus into skill, but you don't have job, while the other side may have a job to give, but it have deficiency into people with skill, right? And this is going to be super symbiotic, a relationship, connection, bond, if you will, that is about to give birth to a venture of immense worth for you. So this definitely is going to be worth it. Doesn't matter if it is a friendship or a business relationship or intimate relationship. is going to be a bond of immense worth for you. And the only caveat for you, Gemini, it is that you should not cross any boundaries. All right, so you know your place into that bond, the other side is going to know their place into that bond, and you play your designated roles. You do not kind of like cross the line. Hello, Yadavi. Happy New Year. All right, so that was Gemini. Now moving on next, that will be Cancer. The Sun. It's 10 of Cups. It's the Queen of Swords. It's a kick in the butt, in a good way. So what do I mean under a kick in the butt? Well, you are going to look around yourself in the next few days. And while this is going to be strongly individually, but while you may find, whether you find or not that you have good accomplishments, you will find being quite unhappy with yourself because under your estimation, you will come up to the conclusion that you can actually have more. And that will be the truth. You can have more. So basically, what is going to kick in for you, Cancer, it is that side of the human nature that no matter how much it had accomplished or it has as a acquisition, it wants more. And more you are going to go for in front of you. What is opening, it is an expanding energies of growth, if you will. The caveat here is that you shouldn't touch anything you aren't accustomed to, meaning that you should try to grow and to progress only into fields that are coming natural to you. Okay, like for example, if painting comes natural to you, then go out, paint, sell a painting. If programming is coming natural to you, then go and write a code, right? If writing up a novel, is coming natural to you, go and write a book, right? It is important that you do focus on what comes natural to you. Also, this is going to be a kick into friendships, or like asking more from one friendship, like a bigger commitment from one friendship that's going to come from both sides. And when this isn't a forced thing, what I mean is a friendship that goes forward naturally. You don't have to kind of like try to push it with effort. You can definitely, I don't know how to put that one in words. Hold on a second. Whatever the designated target into friendship or into relationship, you both can definitely push things through and push the situation through until it reaches its destination. And also, this is a time for you making money. It is a fantastic time where you can transform a hobby into a business. All right. Next one, that will be Leo. Ace of Swords, Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. It's brushing off the unnecessary, right? This lunar transit, that waning moon from full moon to new moon, is going to be all about you identifying what is super unnecessary for your business, You may identify that there are people, employees that are unnecessary for your business and it's just waste of money. You may end up finding that certain people that you are interacting with are unnecessary for your well-being, unnecessary actions and whatnot. And you are about to cut off the unnecessary, which is just eating up resources from you. It may eat up your time, it may eat up your money, it may be eating up your nerves. Okay, because having been in peace, it is a very important thing. And once you cut off or brush off, if you will, the unnecessary, you will improve your status and your situation dramatically. And it is just, the future will hold a much brighter perspective from you once you do so. Okay, next, Virgo. Temperance, the star, that's a big one. Eight of Swords. First of all, this new moon in Cancer will be the start for you of resolving a huge issue that it happens to be for you, right? You may have a huge problem in terms of your residence. You may have a huge problem in terms of your job. Wherever there is a huge problem, that will be the moment where you are going to start solving it. And by the end of that waning moon, you will, and that a problem no longer going to be something that plagues your environment, that plagues your life in general. And after that, in that field where the problem was disposed of, you can expect that things are going to start going forward according to your expectations and as well according to your ideals. So usually what people can expect, depending on where such a thing unfolds, they can expect a long-term job, they can expect an unfolding love, they can expect a super loyal friendship or a partnership, okay? Finding out a middle ground, especially it is a specialty of these two cards. When the Temperance, it is the first one, Temperance, and the Star card. And one other thing that I really like is that in this waning moon, or in this period in between the new moon, the full moon and the new moon, the opinion of others ain't gonna matter for you at all, or nor their approval, nor their criticism at all, because you just gonna, how can I put it into words? You're just gonna have your unique mindset that will provide for you. No matter the situation, you will always gonna be able to find a way. This is a moment, guys, where you are getting back on your feet. So that influence is gonna apply into the field of your life where you have fallen, or rather you fell recently into. Right, Libra. Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Page of Wands. So you Libra need to be very careful. This is an influence of the moon that is going to make you very careless and very, very reckless, to a point where you may end up crossing lines that will make you regret doing it. So I don't know how to put it into words, like doing things you aren't supposed to do and regretting it afterwards. Okay, and primarily that will be through repetition and curiosity. What I mean, it is that you have went through that path before, like you have done that thing before, but now you're curious whether it's going to turn out as a disaster as before again, right? That is no different than gamblers. Okay, they go to the casino, they lose all of their money, right? And they didn't learn their lesson. And next month when they get their check, they go to the casino again, like they're gonna win, right? And they never win. So it's very important to stay your hand in the next couple of weeks, and do not overextend, do not overstay your welcome, because this is not a given. What I mean is that just because that influence is going to make you reckless, that doesn't mean and careless, that doesn't mean that you cannot enforce being careful, okay, and being steady. Just whenever you are to make a move, hold your breath and think carefully whether that move crosses certain lines and overextends on your resources. This isn't a period where you should ask for a loan, take a loan, or ask for favors and whatnot. Just keep to yourself and do not take any risks whatsoever. This is a period for you, Libra, where there are going to be a lot of opportunities, and all of them will have a catch into them. And it's important to identify the catch and decide, like objectively decide, whether you can handle it and you can live with it, or you can't. Another thing for you, Libra, is that you have to be very careful how you interact with people, because there is a very big chance, even without you wishing it, that it can happen that you can betray someone's trust, a trust of a very, very good friend, and there will be no going back from that. So just don't promise things you are not 100% certain you can keep. And in generally, in the next couple of weeks, try not to make any major moves. All right, next, Scorpio. The High Priestess, the Knight of Cups, Death. Wow. Okay, on the surface, That will be a super ordinary experience. I mean, when someone from a side looks towards us, Scorpio, and I'm saying this because I am Scorpio sun, I will say, you know, things are going super ordinary. The job is going forward, the business is going forward, the friendships are going forward, the relationship is going forward, and so on. But internally within us, there will be a reassessment. A huge, this is a super spiritual influence of the moon over us, Scorpio. And there is going to be a huge assessment whether the efforts we put are, I have to be very careful explaining that, whether the efforts we put are producing the results we desire. Now, I need to elaborate on this. I'm not talking about the good results, okay? The results may be fantastic, but are they what we really want, okay? And so, depending on which each one of us is gonna find, will determine how big of a, I don't want to say transformation, but more like adaptation it will happen throughout the next couple of weeks. For some of us, once that adaptation is over, our friends or our colleagues or even people from our family will not going to be able to recognize us. And this is going to be for the greater good. What I mean is that it will improve us dramatically, because the very least at the end of the next couple of weeks, we're not going to second guess ourselves for what we are doing, because it will make us follow the dream of our heart. Okay, so for example, if you are Scorpio and you want to have a peaceful life but you don't have it, next couple of weeks are going to be a reassessment why you do not have it and what needs to be let go of in order your life to be peaceful. And once that is done, even if it isn't liked by many around you, you will end up having a peaceful life. But it is all about the dreams of our heart. Okay, Sagittarius. The Hierophant, the World, Ten of Wands. Your actions are going to be proven correct in the next couple of weeks, or your choices that you have made will be proven correct. In generally, your opinion, your proposition, your proposal, your suggestion will end up being indomitable, okay, and is going to get the job done. Now, consequently, you will earn the unconditional trust of a someone in the next couple of weeks, and their unconditional reliability as well. So that is going to be a period where, if not right now, if you don't have one right now, you are about to have a person that you can unconditionally rely on no matter what. Now, on the exterior front, Sagittarius, you can expect some responsibilities that you are upholding right now to be revoked, and you will not gonna have to be so overwhelmed going forward. One thing I wanna warn you though, it is that next couple of weeks, you should focus, and I'm gonna quote a book that I too much enjoy. You should focus on the journey, but not on a destination. Just to give you an example, when you are offered a job, you should focus on how you are going to do the job rather than how much you're going to get from the job. Because next couple of weeks are crucial for you building up a name or building up an impression. And after that, that impression and that name is going to work for you instead. Okay, next, Capricorn. Eight of Pentacles, Death, Queen of Cups, this is like making switch, like in the sport, you know, you're making a transfer, you're making, you are letting go of one player, so another one could actually fit up to the needs. And this concerns plants. Okay, so as we enter into this full moon in Cancer here next few days, don't be surprised if it happens so that some of the plans that you are doing or the preparations that you are making will not gonna fit the bill. They're just not gonna suit the goal anymore. And what is going to be required from you is to make those switches, to make those adaptations, which, by the way, for what those cards are showing here, you will be able to do flawlessly. I mean, this is going to be one of the most flawlessly executed strategic moves from you when it comes to business, especially. And when it comes to relationships, what those cards are showing here is that you are going to show that you can fit with your partner, or you can fit with the person of your interest, so much so that a relationship in between you two, if not possible, or if they saw it not possible up until this point, now is going to be one of the most logical things for you. Now, one caveat for you, if this is about relationship, if this influence is about relationship for you, Capricorn, is that it is important that you keep everything discreet. Discretion is the virtue here. And what is going on in between you and that person that you are, for example, with, or you are dating, or you have as an interest, needs to stay in between you two. And another thing that it is important as well, it is that you need to show to that individual, and not just only to that individual, but also to everyone that you are working with and everyone that you are interacting with in the next couple of weeks, is that you can be their moral support. That is going to be super important for different reasons. But with these slight adjustments to your plans or to your preparation, for example, you're preparing yourself to make a business, right? And it turns out that this preparations you're making ain't gonna do the job exactly to its full extent, and you will have to make certain adaptations. These adaptations definitely are gonna do the job. Well, best of luck to you, Yarabi. Hopefully you're gonna kill them in that job. I mean, you're gonna kill it, the job itself. Not the people around, but you are gonna be on fire. Okay, that was Capricorn. Next, Aquarius. Ten of Swords, Ace of Swords, Nine of Cups. So pretty easy. The full moon in Cancer is gonna bring to us, the Aquarius, a super important information that everything is gonna be a game changer, literally. Okay, and this information is just gonna force our hand, okay, in one or another way. And once that hand is forced, there is gonna be no going back. It's literally impossible to tell you guys what our hand is gonna be forced toward. For some of us, it may be leaving our job. For others, it's saying something we don't want to say, and so on and so forth. But long story short here is that something is going to break. Happy New Year, living girl. You're welcome, Yarbi. All right, last but not least, that will be Pisces. Oh yeah, that one sucks, living girl, but I just one can't protect themselves from it. Especially if you are living in a big city. It's what are the chances then one can interlope with their dates, husband or a wife, and so on and so forth. And if it is a small city, usually everybody knows each other, and you know, they kind of like, they know that the other side is kind of married. And ultimately what I believe it is that those that are married and are cheating with someone else are actually on the losing side. Because what is there for you to lose if you aren't the married man or the married woman? They have everything to lose. You have nothing to lose. All right, Pisces. Temperance. Four of Swords. Three of Pentacles. It's an answer to a question why I put it into words. Why there is no synchrony. For example, this full moon, I'm sorry, in Cancer is gonna bring up the question to you, or the answer to the question to you, why you are not liked by your colleagues, or why can you not find friends, or why people do not agree with you, and so on and so forth. It comes to, again, a human interactions, and why there is a how can I put it into words, there is a missing up the mark when it comes to filling up in a certain society or in a certain position. Like, for example, why your significant other is always against you when it comes to a certain matter, or why, again, your colleagues are hostile towards you, and so on and so forth. And once you do find why that's the case, there is going to be a serious deliberations with those people, whether with your colleagues, whether with your friend, whether with your significant other, whether with your family as well. And it's very likely, I can't guarantee you that, but it is a very likely that a common ground is going to be reached and is going to be accomplished. All right, guys, so that was for the 12th. Now, the super chat readings. To say again, anyone who supported, any is about to support the channel if you do decide so, through super chat, you are about to have a reading right now. And the first one into my list, that will be Yasmin. So Yasmin, let's see what the new moon in, the full moon, I'm sorry, in Cancer is gonna bring for you. Where are the super chat, Taco? Thank you, Danny. Thank you for the 20 level. Thank you. Let me put you into the list. And what can I expect? From my love life. Danny, the interpretation depends on whether you are in a relationship right now or you are not. So can you elaborate on that? Oh, that is just for now, Yarabi. I mean, at some point, you will have to talk with those people. All right, Yasmin, those are the cards for you. Thank you, Yadabi. Thank you for the 20. Thank you. Let me put you into the list. And you are going to have your story. Okay. So, Yasmin, those are the cards for you. And they affect your career. Okay, they affect your career. There is going to be a significant breakthrough. I may say a breakthrough here that you're going to do into your career. Basically, you will do something beyond the expectations, beyond what it is expected from you. And this is going to provoke, I don't want to say jealousy, but more like a envy from the people that you are working with. Like I said, Danny, probably you haven't been on the live stream when I said it, but basically the cheaters, which are in a relationship, whether married or not, are the one who actually lose, because they literally have everything to lose from it. So better now than, 10 years from now. Because at the end of the day, someone cheats, someone cheats. So, back to you, Yasmin. Again, that is going to be going above and beyond with your job that will provoke envy. Now, the whole breakthrough here and the accomplishment is not going to be of that much of a significance for the company or for the organization that you're working with, but it's going to be of a huge significance for your dedication to the work. So you are going to be acknowledged, you are going to be spotted, and all that you have done or all that you are about to do is just take the advantage, take the initiative. What is going to happen is at some point you're going to end up being at the right place with the right people in the right time, and you will just take the initiative, and that will put you on the radar for probably a promotion or from something like that, which is going to be envied from those that you are working with. So that is the most important thing for you into this new moon, full moon, I'm sorry, in Cancer. Well, guys, I am usually a loner. What I mean is that I like to be alone most of the time. And I don't handle big companies very well. It's just, I feel out of place, out of touch. For me, a company of 4 is one too many. Me and 2 others, I can handle that. But having a 4th one, oh. All right, Taco, you're Lenormand. Those are cards. We do have a loyalist. Someone that is loyal to you is going to... Well, that depends of the extent, but is going to care for your health. It could be just, that they are concerned, right, about your health and wanting to help with you improving your health. And what's going to come out of it? It's very likely, by the way, to be your mother, because the bear usually represents the mother in Lenormand. So what's going to come out of it? Those 3 cards. The Fool, the Chariot, and Nine of Swords. So you will gonna have to listen, right? You may not want to with that Chariot and the Fool, but you are gonna have to listen to that person. And while may nothing physically may come around, like changing up a diet, working out plans, and so on and so forth, that 9 of Swords and the Fool, it is like being, I don't want to say the word scared, but kind of like realizing that at some point you will have to take better care of yourself. And the idea of it is going to start forming up in your mind that will mark a beginning of one much better existence, for a lack of better expression here. But if you do have a health issue right now, according to these cards, the new moon in the full moon, I'm sorry, in Cancer will be the mark of where you're gonna take it under a serious regard, for lack of a better word, here, and start improving it. I can't say though the methods, but it does look like that someone is going to be around to help you tremendously with it. Okay, next, Jasmine. Give me a second here, guys. Oh, she's gonna take a good care of you. I think that she's gonna try to scare you. Okay. Well, hopefully everything goes well with you, man. It should. Much love to you too, man. Thank you. Those are cards. So the most important thing for you, Jasmine, or in other words, what the full moon in Cancer is going to provoke for you, is going to happen through phone. It's going to happen through a phone call that you're going to have with a person that is very caring towards you. What I mean is that someone who really holds on to you. Could be a boyfriend, it could be a family member, okay? And what will be discussed here is, I'll try to explain it that way. What will be discussed, it's an endeavor that will make you both happy, which currently is outside of the question because of because of how the situation stands. But the discussion is going to be, as soon as the situation shifts, how to make things to work. And if you want to know, the things can work, right? So just to give you an example, say that you do have a boyfriend, okay? And you want to move in together, but the current situation does not allow it. This discussion is going to be, should the current situation change, how we can make it work, and it so can work, right? So be on a watch out for that phone call, for these phone conversations that you're going to have with that person that cares for you very, very much. And it will be like a news to you that what they want to discuss, and that is how you're going to recognize the endeavor and the event. And by the way, the manifestation of this endeavor is going to make you both very happy, to a point where the months following, it will be like you don't need anything else from life at all at that current stage. All right, news Devon now. What can I expect? What is coming my way? All right, the first Lenormand draw. Are those 4 cards? Okay. And this looks like a proposition for a sexual encounter, like having friends with benefits. And that is a man, you already know, that is a man from your domain. So that is the first thing that is coming your way. The second event that it is coming your way. Those 3 cards, these are arguments, conflicts with a family member, most likely, which are also going to happen over the phone. That's sexual suggestion, by the way, most likely is going to take place through a social media. So yeah, but these conflicts that you're going to have, like fight with a family member, will going to happen over the phone. And the third event that's coming your way, like I said, Jasmine, you will have a phone call, and that is going to give you with that discussion about the change of circumstances. And it isn't about someone that you do care about, it's someone that cares for you. Thank you for the other 20. I will try to answer that. And the way that I'm going to approach that, Jasmine, thank you, by the way, it is to see whether that man has an intention to approach you in a romantic way or not. So the third event for you, News Devon, those cards. I'll have to draw a fourth one here. It's the dog. It's a plagued partnership with a friend. Okay, probably it's plagued because that very same friend will make those advances. This is a plagued partnership with a long-term friend that is going to happen or is going to turn out to be not that of a dedication of as much as you think. Now, none of these events, aside from the conflicts within the family, will affect you directly. So they will have literally no, unless you decide to let them so, they will have no impact on your well-being. So let's see now how the new moon in Cancer is going to affect you. Those are the 3 cards for you. a lot of work. Okay, a lot of work, a lot of tasks, a lot of responsibilities in front of you. What is important that you do need to remember is that you are not obliged to say yes to everything that it is thrown your way. In fact, it's going to be imperative that you, I can't really say conserve your strength, but not overload and overburden yourself. And now bear in mind that some of the people will try to guilt trip you into taking up responsibility toward them or promising them something. Don't cave into that trip, all right? Just don't cave into them trying to guilt trip you into doing something for them. The name of your game in this full moon in Cancer is, above everything else, being accountable toward yourself whenever you are making a choice. Yes, I'm gonna take on that responsibilities on that responsibility. No, I'm not gonna take on that responsibility. Now, if you happen to be accountable toward yourself, you are gonna go a long way on the path that you have chosen to follow, meaning that if you have chosen to follow your career primarily, then you're going to go a long way into your career. If you have chosen to go in love, then you're going to go a long way into your love life. So that is how the full moon in Cancer is going to affect you. Next, Shauna say, I'm sorry. Will coworker relationship is gonna work well for me? Let's check it out. You're welcome, Yvonne. These are the cards. Shauna say, is it a profession? It's a co-working. Yeah, it's a professional. Happy New Year to you too, Yvonne. On a professional level, it's gonna work well for you in terms of longevity. I mean, you can work a very long time together. But what's gonna be important is to stay on equal ground. Now, as soon as this condition is broken, like for example, you end up being on a higher position than your coworker, or being more appraised, or being more yeah, there is a list. Culture envy. There is a list through donations. Yeah, you get a reading that way. So as soon as this equilibrium, I'm gonna say it, equilibrium is broken, then immediately the one that it is below will become a competition to the one that it is above. And instead of having a co-working relationship, there is going to be grievances that are gonna settle, Shauna say. So if you wanna make a breakthrough in your career, that co-working relationship, it's not gonna work well for you. Now, if you do wanna go as a team, then yes, it's gonna work well, well for you. And one other thing that you need to keep in mind, it is that this person doesn't tell you everything, nor you should be obliged to say everything to them as well. In fact, it's gonna be best if you do say only what concerns both of you, and the rest you keep for yourself. All right, Daniela, what can I expect from my love life? You're welcome, Shaughnessy. Now, those are cards. Those four. According to them, Danny, healing. Now, according to them, up until September, October, November, end of November, it's unlikely that you are going to meet someone that has the same vision for a relationship like you do. And thus, your healthy sense of being left alone is going to kick in. And so it's highly unlikely that within the next, like, almost 1 year, you are going to end up fully trusting someone and even feeling ready to jump into new a relationship. And instead, which is something I really like here, is that you are gonna strive for ensuring your own, so to speak, emotional future. If you will, you can call it building up a walls. No matter what happens into your next relationship, you do not end up being devastated by it. And then when this process is over, then you're gonna feel again ready to enter into the world, or rather like step into the world and identify or define yourself as a single and being ready to share your life with a someone else. But the next 9 months are more like months of a recovery and months of rebuilding your emotional state, if you will. And after that, when you do enter into the world and opening yourself, being ready to share your life entirely, I mean, with a someone else, suitors will very, very soon follow. But one thing is certain, this ain't your last relationship. It ain't. All right, next, Yadabi. A love story. You're welcome, Danny. Oh my. All right, Yarabi, those are the cards. According to them, by May, you should be already in a relationship. This relationship is going to fulfill all of your, I don't want to say expectations, but more like all of your emotional needs, I'm sorry. And it will give you hope for the future. Now, the only issue that we can see within those cards when it comes to that relationship, actually a couple of issues. Things are not going to take off immediately. That is one of the issues, if we can call it that way. And the other one, it is that at least initially, you are not going to see eye to eye how far, or rather like how exactly this relationship is going to take off at all. Okay, so it will be important that you do put an effort behind it, rather than laying on the virtue that, you know, if it is meant to happen, then it's going to happen. No, this time around, you put a real effort behind. You like someone, you call them to go out with, okay? And just try whatever you can to make things work. Let me take off the Pisces sign here. All right, and last one, Jasmine, about that person, whether it is that person or not. So the way that I can see it, or I can check it best, to see if that person has any romantic intentions towards you or not. You're welcome, Yarabi. All right, Jasmine, those are cards. So we don't have these two, which the Two of Wands, it is the primary card. We do have a Fire and Water. They are active enemies. So currently, no. Currently, that person has no romantic intentions whatsoever, although they do have something in mind. Okay, they do have something in mind in terms of mutual endeavor, which is gonna be a fair game. What I mean, it is not gonna be depriving neither of you, neither of them. Whether you will agree on it or not, it is entirely up to you. But I don't think that this is what the previous reading talked about, because in those cards there is efficiency, there are results, but there is no happiness in it. This is just, you know, another job, for all you know. With the other cards, there was a real happiness. So I don't think that these are all of the same people. All right, guys, this is gonna do it for today and for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and as well, thank you so much for your generosity. We're gonna see each other next Sunday, where probably the live stream is gonna be about, I think, Sun in Aquarius. Yeah, it's gonna be about Sun in Aquarius. When is next Sunday? 19. Perfect. Because the Sun enters into Aquarius at the 19th of January, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, so it's a perfect day to make that live stream. And yeah, hopefully we're gonna see each other at that point. Until then, bye.